Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to break down a really harsh truth. Why do highly intelligent people consistently destroy their wealth in the markets? We are looking at a fascinating breakdown of what truly separates the elite few from the struggling majority in the financial world. Whether you're trading, investing, or building a business, you're about to discover why our traditional obsession with finding the perfect system is actually a massive trap.
So let's dive right into this deeply frustrating question that haunts traders, investors, and entrepreneurs everywhere. Why do smart people consistently lose money? We naturally assume that raw intelligence, a high IQ, or a brilliant analytical mind should just automatically translate to financial success, right? If you can engineer complex software or run a highly successful medical practice, surely you can conquer the markets. But think about it. You could have a brilliant engineer who can calculate the exact load capacity of a massive suspension bridge, yet they completely panic sell their entire portfolio during a tiny 5% market dip. Why? Because they simply cannot handle the emotional uncertainty. The reality is that the market is an environment that absolutely does not care how smart you are. It tests something else entirely. And understanding this gap is the absolute first step to fundamentally changing your financial trajectory.
Section 1, the strategy illusion, the search for the perfect system. Okay, this brilliantly illustrates the core divide. A strategy is basically just a structured method for making decisions. It tells you when to enter, when to exit, and how to manage your risk. It gives you a statistical edge. But listen, strategy only creates possibility. Having a highly detailed map doesn't actually mean you're going to walk the grueling path, you know? The real secret sauce is discipline. Because discipline creates consistency. It is what actually turns that mathematical possibility into cold, hard reality. Frankly, a strategy without discipline is really just a wish. And this exposes a super dangerous addiction we call strategy hopping. We've all seen it. Someone is trading ICT concepts today, they jump to smart money tomorrow, rely on naked price action next week, load up their charts with complex indicators next month, and eventually they just throw their hands up and buy AI signals. Why does this happen? Well, it's not because the strategies are all broken. It happens because people change systems every single week just to escape the discomfort of inevitable losses. Even the absolute best strategy in the world has losing streaks, but human psychology naturally searches for shortcuts to dodge that pain, creating this brutal cycle of constant searching but zero execution. Section 2. The real enemy, emotional instability. Here's a hard truth. A lot of people are secretly addicted to excitement. And the harsh reality of the market is that excitement usually destroys money. Think about it. Humans are literally hardwired to chase pleasure, seek immediate rewards, and crave that rush of adrenaline. So a lot of folks end up treating the financial markets like a high-stakes casino. They want the thrill of constant chart watching, the fast entries, the dramatic highs. But professional wealth building, it's not a Hollywood movie. It shouldn't get your heart pounding. If you're trading for excitement, you are essentially just paying the market for entertainment. When we strip away all the fancy technical jargon, the true causes of financial loss are glaringly clear. Impatience, greed, fear, ego, anger, excitement, and an absolute addiction to action. In the heat of the moment, these intense emotions just completely overpower logic. You might know logically that you shouldn't over-leverage or chase a bad trade, but when anger or fear takes the wheel, man, your intelligence goes right out the window. This just proves that the market rewards emotional control far more than raw intelligence. Highly intelligent people fail here constantly simply because they cannot control their own impulses. Section 3. The discipline multiplier. Control versus the machine. Imagine a strategy without discipline. You could have an elite, highly profitable system, but you'll end up over-leveraging, moving your stop losses, and revenge trading. It's exactly like owning $1 million high-performance sports car, but trying to drive it without brakes. You're going to crash. On the flip side, what about discipline without strategy? Sure, you can be totally patient, risk-aware, and emotionally calm, but if your system has no mathematical edge, you're just going to slowly bleed out. So discipline doesn't replace strategy. It acts as a multiplier. It's the ultimate deciding factor that allows a valid strategy to actually work. Which brings us to this essential definition. What actually is discipline? It is doing what must be done even when your emotions actively resist it. Let that sink in for a second. True discipline is not exciting. In fact, following your rules, accepting small losses calmly, and waiting patiently for the right setup feels incredibly boring. Your brain desperately wants action, but discipline forces you to sit on your hands. And that profound boredom, that massive internal conflict between what your brain wants and what your rules dictate, is exactly why most people fail. They simply can't handle the boredom of consistency. Section 4. Survival over profit, the mathematics of long-term success. Welcome to the concept of the hundreds. Success is absolutely not about finding one lucky, massive trade that lets you retire on a beach. Amateurs swing for the home run. Professionals, they look at execution across a sample size of hundreds of trades. Real success happens because small, disciplined actions compound over hundreds of executions. Honestly, even a completely average strategy, if it's executed with flawless emotional control and strict risk management over a huge sample size, will drastically outperform a genius strategy that is traded emotionally. It's all about letting the math play out over time. And the only way you get to live through hundreds of trades is by adhering strictly to elite risk management rules. We're talking small position sizes, controlled leverage, accepting small losses gracefully without letting your ego get bruised. The ultimate priority is protecting your capital. The goal you need to focus on isn't asking, how much can I make today, but rather, how long can I survive and protect my capital so opportunities return tomorrow? Because if you survive long enough, the market will always present another opportunity. If you blow up your account, the game is over. Section 5. The Trader's Evolution, the Journey to Professionalism. Every successful professional has walked this exact 5-step path. Step 1 is strategy obsession. It's where we all start, totally convinced the secret is a magical indicator, which inevitably leads to step 2, emotional destruction, where losses just pile up even though you know the rules. But then comes the crucial pivot, step 3, self-realization. This is the moment you finally understand that the market isn't out to get you. Your own emotions are the real battlefield. From there, you move to step 4, discipline development, where you build strict routines and emotional stability. Finally, you reach step 5, professional thinking. You slowly evolve from treating the market like a thrilling, unpredictable casino into treating it like a boring, highly systematic, well-oiled business. Ultimately, systems can be bought, indicators can be copied, and technical knowledge can be downloaded in an afternoon. But emotional control? That must be developed internally, through hard work and strict habits. This quote really perfectly sums up everything we've explored in this explainer. The greatest battle in trading is never against the market. It is against yourself. So the question you have to ask yourself right now is, are you ready to stop searching for the perfect strategy and instead conquer the only real enemy standing between you and consistent wealth?